All right, here we are, building inside a codex today. Fix this so you guys can read it a little bit better. So basically, this project is a combination of MetaCLI and this open source Salesforce tool, or more specifically, CRM tool that I came across. So I'm going to experiment with it a little bit, see what I can come up with. And while that's doing that, I'm going to pull up this clip that I built yesterday representing um, my other code base. It looks like this to be. I got this really weird message yesterday. It's pretty annoying. That's not what I want. That's not it. One second. Hermes dashboard. I got that joint. I built this entire Pi harness. Probably should have used it, but well, I can't because this thing started breaking for some reason. It's pretty annoying. Um, Preview. So I have this. I can't move it around like the others, the Hermes joint, but this is kind of cool. Pretty excited for what this means for me moving forward. Um, so let me kind of walk through it. So basically, I have 12 labs. So I've been talking to 12 labs for about a week now, planning some collaborative projects and events and stuff like that. So those are coming down the pipe. But basically, I have an entire build out that includes um, sources, so clips from Twitch, Drive, YouTube, etc. And they will enter this thing called the Jockey Ad Forge, queue those up, use the brain to decipher what they are and categorize everything. Then this matcher goes in and finds Mart objects. So I have this organized Mart. It's ugly right now, but it doesn't matter. But I've got different agents and little workflows that I've created. And so basically, the Stripe agentic commerce kit. So setting everything up so you can have ACP, which is a protocol that allows your agent to buy things. I've made it live so people can like actually go and buy this and the money actually lands in my Stripe account. So all that is available. I got organized brain, which is my knowledge layer. I've got a runtime map, a harness engineering blueprint, hosted Hermes, which is 500 bucks a month, et cetera, et cetera. So I just kind of built this out, threw it together just to make sure that it was available. But what you're looking at here is that matcher. So this matcher will take content that I've created, match it up with um, things that I'm selling inside of the marketplace, and then we generate copy, hyperframes, Remotion, and 11 labs, or I'm sorry, 12 labs to create variants, and 11 labs, which is voiceover. And then we go and offer it to the buyer. They make the payment, and then we get feedback. So it's got this whole loop situation going on. So I said, you know what, this is really cool as a roadmap item. So this is where I'm going towards eventually. I'm definitely going to land here and I'm going to use it. But while I'm waiting, I need tools and things to work with. And so that kind of looks like this. So imagine just having Meta CLI. available. This looks like it's still spinning, actually, as far as progress goes. I don't know why this looks like this. I'll check on that later. But basically, I have I'm pretty new to this, so forgive me as I figure out what's going on here so I can commit there. And then I need to switch to, oh, how do I set the get target though? That's also something that I'm gonna need to do. So I have references for Cloudflare Wrangler, which has been like pivotal for me. That's a very important piece. Wrangler allows you to get access to like data stores, logs, prompts, tools, all the things that you would want to understand about that agentic process. So let's say, what is it called? Is it the leaderboard? Yeah, leaderboard. So this exists right now, and um, this is something I was using from the first gateway. Basically, you can see the messages, the tokens, the prompts, the tool calls, and all that. From the past last week, I turned it off, but last week, and then you got shortcuts, so different ways to prompt inside of that gateway and get um, responses back. So this is really cool because essentially I can set this up, and this is all set up through Cloudflare. So I can see what prompts, messages, tokens, tool calls that are being used for any particular agent. In this case, it's an entire gateway, one agent, five or nine people on one agent. Anyways, not to get sidetracked too bad. So this tool, show me a diagram of what is built so far. I wanted to have the 20, name of the company is 20 CRM, Meta CLI, and Cloudflare Wrangler uh, tools attached. But yeah, that whole Cloudflare thing has been a game changer for me. I think that's the play moving forward for most people, I would imagine. Um, it's trying. It's really struggling. Okay, there we go. So this looks good. CRM, fetch record, list records. So 20 in meta, rendering map, or render mapping. So your campaign, and then your meta CLI for that. And then the recursive harness run goes through this Wrangler worker and then comes back. Um, let's see this real quick. I'm curious. User does this. Uh, we got the CLI, and then this is live gated, Cloudflare config, render campaign, meta ads, validate, create, and then create. Okay. So they need to run after they've been created, though. I think that's what this shows. Yes, I'm creating this for a live account. I'll be running uh under business name, organized AI. I might as well just put that in real quick. So basically, I want to create a meta ad buyer. Um, and this is how I'm going to run my own ads. And then I'll sell this on the organized mart. So you'll be able to go in and purchase um, on the site. So every ad that you see, every live stream that you see from now on is actually feeding this larger overall system and idea of having a recursive loop that starts with content. So any content that I create will be clipped using 12 Labs, especially, and some other tooling. And then I'll pull that down and we'll go from there. So, one thing that's worth showing, let me see if I can. I'm gonna have to get better at this and like more strategic with how I show this to people because it's a little bit confusing, I can imagine. Um, Let me see something. Switch accounts. So it's easier. So there's this thing called Jockey that 12 Labs just put out, and it's basically an agent that lives on top of the rest of the tools. Um, Find these images on IG as reference points, and so my IG is full of like architecture renderings like this. And now with Hermes, and AI in general, I can take shit like this and use it to try to symbolize what I'm doing with AI.
When you say Virgil, which are you
Yeah,
talking about?
Virgil. So shout out to Marcus. He actually worked with Virgil, which is really cool detail. But basically, man, yeah, that's basically what's going to be happening is you're going to see clips from this live stream used inside of ads in this system that I've created that clips this stuff in real time. So the reason I showed you this is this was all created using hyperframes, which is a tool from Hagen. Um, so this is really dope. Everything's written in HTML and it works really well compared to Remotion, and it's quickly becoming the tool of choice. So right now my stack is hyperframes and 12 labs together. So 12 labs is basically identifying what's in the video, time stamping everything. I think they have captions. I need to learn how to use the captions. Maybe there's like a search where I can look that up, show you guys that. But I want to create some kind of a quick start type of tool. Um, See, there's just it punches way above its weight. It's like what? Capturing sensory details through a video native encoder? What does that even mean? Can analyze visual frames and their temporal relationships, along with speech and sound, ensuring a thorough understanding of both visual and auditory elements. So this is an engine to put all your content through, and then out comes video, sound, pictures, and written text. So I could tell an entire story in different mediums based on ingesting video, is what that sounds like. Advanced video understanding. That's what I want to learn. So that's 2.7. Let's go to the latest is 3.0. So let's just like learn.
define any person, object, or logo and find them with ease. Your custom entities instantly searchable and search with images and text together with the industry's only multimodal model that enables multimodal queries, enabling you to find specific people and products across thousands of hours of footage, and extend your global reach with multilingual, culturally contextual queries. Available in 36 languages to meet creators wherever they are.
Yeah, that's
Global
wild,
content,
bro.
locally searchable. Marengo 3 is the only model able to handle 4-hour videos, all while delivering 50% storage efficiency. And creatives will enjoy improved cinematography understanding over the style of shots used. And understand the game with the most powerful sports understanding of American football, basketball, soccer, baseball, and ice hockey. Find highlight moments in seconds, not hours. Marengo 3.0.
Yeah, bro. So there's like some really obvious use cases. Uh, there's some really obvious use cases, but I'm trying to also figure out like what can we do with video and the ability to showcase products, services, ideas, educational content. Um, this might be a huge unlock for anybody that needs to like shoot content from a business perspective, or even just any part of your business. If it's sports journalism, if it's live streaming, if you're streaming like I am for uh this coding stuff, and anything in between, a live event stuff, like if I'm live streaming a live event, being able to clip that down a certain way is kind of crazy. It's making my mind spin because more and more I'm starting to realize if I can showcase what I'm doing, there's been a million times that I've been building something inside of Cloud Code, especially, or Codex. Um, and there's an opportunity for me to showcase what I'm doing, but I forgot to push play, or I just didn't have my stream set up. There's so much value to be added whenever you're able to not overthink the process of recording, but then in post, have tools that can go find things and clip things and contextualize moments that you may not have thought about doing because you're not like a professional video person. So this brings that level of professionalism to it. So even this, I'm thinking about like the 20 uh what is it called? Okay, yeah, 20 API, the meta access token, all this stuff. So imagine me getting that, grabbing those items, putting them in chat or putting them into the env file and making sure that they're available, and then needing to blur that. I should be able to blur that really quickly and easily with a tool like this. But then there's also the question like, can this do things in real time as well? So imagine a tool that can blur things in real time. That'd be kind of crazy. It's got vector storage, job queue. This is crazy, bro. Yeah, it's really, really, really powerful stuff. I'm kind of drawn to this right now because I just met their dev relations person who's wanting to do these meetups with me or whatnot. And I'm just wondering, I'm like, bro, should I like master this shit? Because if you've been here for a little while, you know that I've been digging into video for some years now and trying to figure out like what it is. Media asset management, video compliance, analysis, multi-vector video search. I don't know. Let's see. They're gonna make me sign up for all that. We can go case studies. I saw an example that he was, it was a local example, but basically it was showing soccer highlights, and then there was an overlay underneath it that showed like each play as it was happening, each pass as it was happening, all the way up to the goal getting scored. And it kind of blew my mind, if I'm being honest, man, because you can click on the X's and O's where someone had like drawn a line to symbolize a pass and then a dotted line to symbolize like a long pass. You could click on that and then skip to that part of the video, and it was all connected. Or you could just skip directly to the part that was the goal. Yeah, this tool seems like a workflow in and of itself. Like this tool by itself is the cheat code, as long as you can give it what it needs, which seems to be raw data, so raw video files. Um, but yeah, just being able to give this raw video files and then say, okay, let's go create uh ads around this and then run the ads based on real videos. Man, that's a lot. Yeah, these pipelines, man, this shit is wild. Yeah, you go from having a dark video. It exists, but you can't search it. It isn't structured, and you can't operate on it at the level of meaning. So there's a whole separate situation where you're going to not only want to extract what's in the video, you want to extract the context of that video. That's insane. Yeah, anybody working in video and trying to sell that process to people, this is the game, man. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. All right. All right. So some little basic prompting that I'm gonna get in real quick. So there's a couple of different um things to look at here. Let me see if there's a meta ads. Built this back in December. It was a long ass time ago. Damn. So there's this. Then I would imagine that I have this other joint that is 12, or jockey rather. Yeah, the one on Hermes, which I need to make make it available anywhere. So this, and then Meta Yellow. We'll leave that other one alone because this is, yeah, that's halfway built. It's not even like good enough yet. You always got to remember. I always got to remember these tools were different, man. It's not so much about my skills have increased, but also the tools have gotten so much better. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to find out, figure out. See if I can get to it. Um, I want to say it's these. Then I verified these. Made some that were longer.
I'm about to tell you. So thing. Yeah.
So
In the past, I would have had to say the
everything from this little screen share thing that pops up in the bottom to the stack, and notice how mine's outlined in yellow and my captions are yellow. He's outlined in blue. His captions are blue. Boom. I can't wait to understand what that means. And the heading, the logo, the names, the split screen, this detail that says batch five, longer speaker corrected, like all these details, Wrangler, inside Cloudflare is what that's labeled as. That all happened through hyperframes. Now, the part that makes Wrangler, or I'm sorry, Jockey interesting is it's an agent that sits on top of those models that I showed you. So, like the model for what do they call it, Marengo, and just being able to identify, label, and compartmentalize the video itself. All those things can be pulled from this video. Everything that I can see on that video can be seen by the model itself, by the AI itself. So there's going to be an opportunity to be like, hey, go create clips from this 3 hour Twitch stream focused on XYZ topic. And it's obviously going to be able to pull this transcript for that. But deeper than that, it will be able to pull context and read the rest of the video. It can say, if I've got, hey, go find that video clip where I'm talking to the person with the red shirt, right? We can get that specific as well. And that's where it's crazy because there's visual plus timestamp plus topical plus um, captions plus transcription, and it just puts you in a spot to where I can just get exactly what I need from my videos before I start running ads. I can say run ads that show the conversations only. Run ads depending on what I'm shooting. So I could be out and about shooting Austin and then have one conversation for 15 minutes of a 4 hour clip, IRL live stream situation. And I can say, hey, I need to go clip all the conversations I had. So I could use this as a clipper. Like I might create an entire tool just for clipping IRL content for I don't know, fucking one of these Clipper guys, uh, Neon or ISO Speed or somebody. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But the point is, this might be the new state of the art tooling. But it's so early that it's going to matter a lot about like being able to use it. Okay, so I'm reading all this. Okay, so now we have 4 jobs for the repo, primary job, uh, CRM stuff, uses meta ads. And so this jockey sits on top of this. And so basically they're saying I need to connect this, and then that stays on top, which is fine. Give me a detailed mermaid diagram that shows how the three repos would be used together, accomplish media buying, meta ads, media buying goal. I might actually build this, man. It could be really, really, really interesting. It would be like Clipper in a box. You wouldn't even have to pay the Clippers, man. The Clippers exist. Well, the Clippers' primary thing that makes them super valuable is yikes, that's messy. Yeah, I don't know how to get it all on the screen though. Yeah, give me a PDF. All right. Yeah, this is good. So there's a couple of things swirling in my mind right now. Is a tool for Clippers, a tool just for media buying and clipping people's content who already have it. The only thing that gives me pause is this is more complicated than it needs to be for the Clipper because the Clipper has a certain way of doing things where it's working already and they're making a lot of money. Um, so unless you can make their workflow dead simple, it wouldn't really matter. And even if I could, Clippers are the type of people who would just go and you know make their own version of the tool, which also makes sense, but isn't profitable for me. This is going to be best for situations where people want to create, yeah, add creative, quick add creative, tested, scored, stored, rinse and repeat. The fact that it's connected to my store helps it with context. So then it's like ACP, the ACP play here for Stripe is context coming from 12 Labs and all their tooling. So context of the creative asset coming from them, and then combining that with what we know about the store. And so the creative assets will automatically be connected to the correct item. So you start getting in front of people and selling immediately, which could be really good for people on a time crunch. That could be really good for people who, not on a time crunch, but like where speed is of the essence, a viral moment that they want to take quick advantage of, if that would matter. It's just I'm wrestling with, there's something here that matters a lot. There's something here that matters, but I can't quite figure out what it is. And it's beyond just like making better ads or fast, making ads quickly. Like that's cool. What's even cooler is low effort ads that actually work and convert. That's cool. But there's stuff even better than that. I just don't know. I'm about to play with this for a little while until it comes to me. But basically, I'm feeling more dedicated than ever to like, how do you make AI avatars? Um how do you create that pipeline? How do you then use the AI avatar with voice AI? And then how do you make characters that are that show up the same way every time? All right, well, this is what they're showing me. This is what they're giving me, at least. Make the background black. I have to tell it all this. Anyways, there's like a play between AI influencer, selling items, shooting content, processing that content, clipping it up, and using Jockey to organize those assets in a way that makes it like not only usable from how I think about it, but more like usable for how an agent thinks of those assets. But I just wonder what that ends up doing. Like we all know the value of content, but content doesn't really matter unless there's like context around that content. That's when it starts mattering the most. The ability to drive attention is cool, but like there's other shit that I gotta figure out. Anyways, boom, this looks cool. All right, so yep, this is more what I was looking to do. All right, so CRM, uh, that's the external system. Repo 3, Repo 2, where's Repo 1? Repo 1 is the jockey, and then this is Cloudflare stuff over there. Okay, so the first one is this green one. Assets get ingested, the brain kind of compartmentalizes them. We match against organized Mart. So matching the categorized content with what's on the organized Mart, the marketplace. Then we take that and it goes over to, it gets stored in Cloudflare, is what that looks like. And then there's a process for ROAS that gets stored in there as well. Ad generator, plan, copy, captions, creative variants that gets approved as a creative test. Dang, why did it do that to me? That gets approved as a creative test. And then that goes over to plan remixes. Okay, that's fine. And then there's a handoff. Uh, there's a handoff at the end. Okay. And that goes up to mapping render CRM. So this is the CRM plus the meta CLI. That's repo number 2. Ads that validate, they pass if they're good enough. If not, they go back through the loop. That's good. And then we got a live deployment gate that goes over to compressed lessons, routing policy, and that lives inside of the organized harness. That's good. Wrangler gate goes over to Cloudflare. That's fine. The CRM hits the meta CLI for mapping, rendering that. Okay, cool. And then this joint hits Cloudflare campaign store, meta YOLO pool for yeah, read the live ads, downloads the thumbnails, scoring, MLX scoring based on like what's on screen. So that MLX, that YOLO MLX, that was a hackathon project to where I look at a creative asset and determine if it's what's going on with it and then scoring it based on performance and then tweaking it and scoring the next one based on performance. And so that first tweak informs the second tweak, informs the third, informs the fourth. And so we're correlating moving things around on the ad and changing things about the ad with ad performance. So over time, if as we see, okay, this ad's performing worse, this is performing better, it's performing worse, it's performing better, we're going to start to see um, certain things that make an ad perform well. And it's all data driven, but in this case, it's data driven from a level of an ad creative determining that for me, which is pretty cool. Then we got plan updates, rename recommendations, plan remixes. Then we apply and we do a dry run. Okay, this makes sense for the most part. It's a little bit messy, obviously, but I'll take it. This is good for now. and it's going to go through my text account. All right, cool. So yeah, that's kind of what that looks like, man. I just wanted to kind of show, and yeah, I'll be back for more some other time. All right, peace.